Homeowners associations in Florida. What are they? What are the pros and cons? And what's it going to cost to live there? We'll answer those questions. Hi, I'm Margaret Jackson with the Professional Agent Group at Keller Williams Realty. Lots of our clients have questions about homeowners associations and what they are, what they're going to cost, and whether or not they should live in a homeowners association community. They start by having governing documents that it's important that you read. You'll be given a document that could be as long as 150 or more pages with all of the information that you need to know to be able to live in that community successfully. If you're thinking about buying a property that's governed by it, please do take the time to read those documents. Some of our clients completely adore living in HOAs, and some just would never want to live in one because it's just too restrictive and they can't do the things that are important to them. Let's talk about some of the good things about living in a HOA. You want the property values in your neighbourhood to be maintained, and having a HOA can help to support that. By keeping the whole neighbourhood relatively even in terms of development and maintenance especially, the HOA can play a critical role in making sure that your neighbour's house is painted when it needs painting, that the roof is in good condition, that the grass gets mowed, the yard looks great, that trash doesn't get to accumulate in the yard, and that the trash cans aren't maybe left out all the time. Things like that are common things that can help to make a neighbourhood look attractive to people coming in and considering whether to buy the house that you're looking to sell. So curb appeal tends to get maintained very well. The other thing that a HOA does is can help maintain some of that uniformity. So if the homes in a neighbourhood are predominantly neutral toned, it's going to look kind of odd if a neighbour suddenly wants to paint their house neon orange. And yeah, these things do happen in neighbourhoods that don't have HOAs. That HOA will be the entity that's responsible for approaching the neighbour and making sure that their house gets repainted if they've gone ahead and done it without permission. That can be really important to a lot of people. One of the other things that the HOA will do is maintain common areas. So if you're lucky enough to live in a community that has a community pool, maybe a park or a playground, basketball courts, tennis courts, an amenity centre, those things will be paid for and maintained and taken care of and managed by the HOA. So you can sit back and relax and enjoy living in the community without having to worry about who's going to take care of those things or how it's going to be paid for. What might be some things to look out for though before you commit to living in a HOA if you're not sure whether that's for you or not? Well, here's some common tips that I would give you. If you're not one for living by the rules and you truly want to do things your own way, maybe living in a HOA isn't going to be a good fit for you. But if you're not sure and you're considering them, here's some key tips on things to look for in those deed restrictions. First of all, pets. Very, very many have pet restrictions for the number of pets, breed of pet, or even the size of pets. So make sure you check on that. Fence restrictions are common as well. Not uncommon for there to be long information about what your fence can look like, and even for it to include photographs of exactly what style of fence it might need to be. So make sure if fencing your yard is important that you understand that. Vehicle restrictions are super common as well. It's not uncommon for commercial vehicles, motorcycles, RVs and boats to be restricted or banned from the community or only allowed in under certain circumstances, like the night before you're leaving on your camping trip. So all that said, what's it going to cost to live in the HOA? Every HOA will have a budget, and on that budget it will explain what all the expenses are, and then the overall cost is divided out equally amongst all the homeowners. So it could be anything from $75 a year to hundreds of dollars a month, depending on the amenities and services that are provided in that specific HOA. So it's important to know what you're getting for your money. If you don't pay those HOA dues, usually they're due monthly, quarterly, twice a year or annually. If you don't pay those dues, yes, the HOA can place a lien on your property, and yes, they can also foreclose on a property as well. So make sure that you're in a position to be able to afford those fees on an ongoing basis. So, is a homeowners association right for you? Honestly, think about it carefully if you are thinking about making a move. We would hate to see you be in a community that's not a great fit for you. But if you've got questions about HOAs and want to understand more about the life in a HOA or living without a HOA, be sure to reach out, give us a call. We'd be happy to answer those questions. Have a great day.